take you to your doctor appointment, wait for you, bring you home, and they'll also fold up your chair, throw your chair in the van or whatever it is they need to do and bring you home. That is priceless. And that's what I call celebrating Veterans Day every single day, because not everyone can get around and get a ride to their medical appointments. Even if you are a veteran and you're handicapped and you call like Uber or you call a taxi, there's no guarantee that they're going to help you. You could be a 6'5" guy and get, Uber driver, a 5'3", 120-pound female, and there's no way that she could do all that I just described. So I want to give a big shout out to that company. And if you want a ride, it's 100% free. Call me for all the free information. We celebrate all of our military every single day. I think that's just an excellent, excellent way to do that. And one other thing I want to mention also, shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to the U.S. We're about 40% of our adults are fully vaccinated. So we're almost there. I'm so excited. I was actually at work today with no mask, and I was actually able to hug somebody because we both, we're both fully vaccinated, and it just felt so good. It felt like we're getting back to normal again. So that's really, really, important. That's really, really important. You want to, we're not meant to be alone. So anyway, I want to get back to our veterans. If you need a ride, you know who to call. The number's right there on the screen. Give me a call and I will set you up. Also, if you're a veteran or any other person out there that might need some assistance, if you're a boomer, you're looking to retire or something like that, one of the most forgotten about categories that people never ever think about until they need it, and when they do need it, it's catastrophic. It turns your entire life upside down, is long-term care. That's something you want to look at 55, 60, just start understanding what long-term care is. Learn how it could affect you and or your family if you don't have a plan in place. It is just, I can tell you so many stories about long-term care. The first thing, a lot of folks think that it's just too expensive to get a plan, okay? That's problem number one. We've resolved that problem. It's not that expensive to have some type of plan like it used to be in the old days. There's another thing. Everyone, as long as you are not handicapped, and if you had a heart attack or you had a stroke or, you got diabetes or dialysis or just any type of chronic illness, you can still get, if not long-term care, a home health care plan. Now, let me explain what that means. A home health care plan is not long-term care insurance, but it works just like long-term care insurance, if not better. So basically, the way this plan works, there's no field contracts, there's no requirements. You don't have to not be able to perform 2 or more of your daily living activities, such as, say, for example, you have rotator cuff surgery and you can't take a shower by yourself or you need someone to help you dress. Normally, in order to open up a long-term care claim, you would have to not be able to perform 2 or more of your daily living activities. With this home health care plan, that is not necessary. You decide when you need the care. Like I said, there's no field contract. There's no underwriting whatsoever. The only requirement is you cannot be handicapped. If you're handicapped or bedridden or in the hospital, then you do not qualify for that plan right now. But once you get out of the hospital, you would qualify with a 90-day elimination period. So basically, this plan, like I said, it is only good at your house. It is not a a long-term care insurance plan, but the way it works is you get a professional. Say you have an accident and you need some help for a few months or whatever. You call the customer care number on the back of the card, and they will send out a consultant in the, with the agency nearest you. So say you live here in Stratford, they would probably call an agency in Stratford. Someone will come out, open up a claim, talk to you, figure out what's wrong. You hurt your leg, you hurt your arm, whatever the issue is, and how much help you're going to need and how long you're going to need it for, like during the day. Will you need 3 hours worth of care? Will you need 8 hours worth of care? And they will set up a plan for you, and you will have a personal CNA come out, and they would take care of you. They would help you take a bath if you need it. They would help you with continence if you need it. They would help you get dressed. They would transport you, take you to your doctor's appointments, take you to church. They would do your grocery shopping, light housekeeping. They won't be doing windows and anything like that, no hard work, but just straightening up around the house so that it's livable. Light housekeeping. They would fix all of your meals. They would help you manage your medications or whatever it is that you needed. They would help you do that for as long as the plan allows. And there are 4 different phases of the plan. So don't feel, and it's very, very manageable for the average family. So don't feel like that there is no hope for you and that you can never, ever get a long-term care plan or a home health care plan. And also, a lot of folks think that, okay, well, my kids will take care of me. Yeah, your kids will take care of you, but do they need to provide every aspect of care for you? I mean, does your kids need to be there to take you to the bathroom, to help you shower, to get you dressed every single day for 3 or 4 hours a day? No, because why? Your children may work full time. Your children may live out of state. Your children may have little children that they have to do that for. They just may not be able to dedicate as much time as you need to care for you. And also, it puts quite a burden. A lot of times the caregiver get more sick than the person that they're caring for. That's why there's professionals to do this. It's their job. They do their jobs, then they go home, just like we do our jobs and then we go home. But to have your children responsible for that, for taking care of you, doing their job, taking care of their children, taking them to their sports events or whatever they need to do, that would just be asking way too much, or they may not be able to do it because they may work along, 8 to 10 hours a day and just might not be able to help you as much as you would like them to. So don't always say my kids are going to take care of me. They will manage it. They will come by and see if you're okay and, maybe do some light things, have dinner with you and stuff. But they don't want to work all day, take care of their kids and take care of you. And it's not an issue of love. It is just a brutal process that comes back every single day. Our bodies are frail. We can only take so much. And that's all there is to it. Or like I said, you may not have any children. Or you may be a woman like me who has 2 sons, and I'd be mortified if my son saw me naked. I just don't want them to put me in the shower. So there are so many reasons for home health care and long-term care plans. Another reason is if you're together, say you and your husband are living together and you're aging, okay, or maturing, whatever you want to call it, and one of you get really sick and needs some home health care, but say it's your husband and say he's 6'2" and you're, only 5'1", and you're both like in your 70s or 80s. Is it even possible for you to help him besides cook meals or something like that? You would never be able to help get him in a shower. He's just too heavy for you. So in a case like that, in a situation like that, it would be great to have someone come in and help you out. I know, I can tell you so many different stories. I'll tell you this one really quick story, long-term care story. This man, man and woman, they're married. He was in his 90s at this time, and this was a while ago. He used to go to the nursing home every day to visit his wife because he was too old to take care of her. So what does that tell you about home health care and long-term care? It would help keep you and your spouse together, or you and your family member. It could be a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a sister. It could be a sibling, it could be anybody, but it helps to keep you in your home, and it helps to keep you with the people that you love for as long as possible. So, there is just, and plus, I just want to say that, people are living a lot longer now than they used to live. People are living to like they're 95. I think the average is like 95, 96, between 95 and 100. Our bodies are frail. You're just going to need some help. And most people, in my case, in my experience, I have not seen anyone that I sit down with, and I sit down with 10 to 15 families a week, and we go over Medicare and long-term care and life insurance and all those things. Not one person has said to me, if I'm unable to take care of myself, I want to go to a nursing home. I just haven't heard it. I'm not saying that nobody wants to be there, but I haven't heard it, and I've been doing this for about 7 years, and most people, like yourself, want to stay in their homes as long as possible, okay? Reason number 3 for having a long-term care plan, it helps protect your assets, okay? If you have a plan in place, you can execute the plan, all right? And if you need long-term care and not have to pay for it out of your pocket. If you have to pay for long-term care out of your pocket, if you don't have a plan, it will deplete your nest egg, especially here in Connecticut, because I think this is like, I don't know, in the top 10 most expensive states in this country to live. So it's very expensive if you have to pay for it by the hour, or if you have to pay for it by the day in a nursing home. Nursing homes are $350 a day. So it's good to protect yourself, your family, and your assets, and that's one way to do it. And a lot of people, don't want to leave their houses, and they can lose their home during long-term care. Like, for example, me and my husband, we worked really hard, we own a house, and we want to leave our home to, our children or our grandchildren or somebody in the family. We don't want to give it to the state of Connecticut. So that's exactly what happens if you don't have a plan in place. If you own a home or any other assets, 401k, 403b, 457, if you do not have a plan in place and you need long-term care, the state of Connecticut will help you once you spin down your nest egg to a poverty level, and the state of Connecticut takes over, and then they will put you into a nursing home, collect whatever money you get, Social Security, annuities, or, pension, whatever money you get to pay for the nursing home. And then when you're no longer able to stay in your house to help pay for the cost of the nursing home, that's how a lot of folks lose their homes to the state of Connecticut, because they don't have long-term care. I personally know someone who had to surrender, not all at once, but their entire 401k to pay for a nursing home because they didn't have a plan. And the state won't help you unless you're on the poverty level. And then if you try to, say you have some money in your savings or credit union, you want to give your kids $100,000 so the state of Connecticut won't touch it, right? No, that's not right. What happens is the state of Connecticut will do a 5-year look back on all of your assets. They will see if you transferred money to one of your kids, or if you, took out $100,000 in cash and stuffed it under your mattress, or whatever it is that you try to do, or even if you put your house in your child's name, if it's inside that 5-year period, the state of Connecticut will go after your children. They will sue them for the money. They will take the house. They will do whatever they had to do to get that money back within that 5-year period. And it's just an awful thing, but they're very, very treacherous when it comes to paying for long-term care. And then you could try to be a little bit proactive and put your assets in your children's name a little bit, before you think you're going to go to a nursing home or need the state of Connecticut or Title 19 or whatever. But then if you do something like that, everything is a risk. So you can give your home I could give my home to my son, and what if he marries the wrong type of girl? And, so she'll have access to what I've given him, and then I'm still living in a house. Some families are really brutal. They could sell the house and put me in a nursing home anyway. So you have to know your family, you have to understand your situation, and you have to understand what safe houses are, and you have to understand how to protect yourself, your family, and your nest egg. So there are a lot of things in the nest egg. Well, there's 4 different contracts that are non-probatable that no one can touch. You can, you can put your money into those safe houses. You could plan to have a long-term care or a home health care plan. Protect what you have. Nobody works forever and want to spend all their money in long-term care and then end up all alone in a nursing home, with no hope but to just die. I mean, it happened to my grandmother. Our family knew nothing about long-term care long before I got into this business. So I'm really, really passionate about at least giving everyone free information on it and giving you some examples on how it can turn your life upside down. I would honestly say that death is a lot easier than long-term care, because if somebody die, then you have to do, and you don't have the money, you do a GoFundMe, or you borrow the money, whatever you need to do, and you bury them, and it's over. But long-term care comes back every single day. And it has an emotional effect as well as a financial effect. And it's just, it takes your dignity away. I watched my grandmother lose her dignity in a nursing home. She stopped eating. She stopped wearing her wig, putting her teeth in, and she just did not want to live anymore. And that was it, because that was not the plan. She did not plan to end up in a nursing home, even though we went to go visit her more than probably everyone else that got visitors. And she just did not want to be there. It's a brutal process. So be proactive. Have a plan. Financial planning is so very important. All types of planning is important. You want to know in advance, how much do you think you're going to spend in healthcare from the time you're 65 until the time you die? That's about $400,000 that no one even thinks that they're going to spend in healthcare, especially if you have issues. And I'm talking Medicare Part B, I'm talking Medicare supplements, I'm talking co-pays, deductibles. You have no idea of what it's going to cost for healthcare. You have no idea if you're going to have to surrender your entire nest egg to long-term care. And if you plan ahead, I promise you, there are ways where you can, and this is with a company, I'm an independent broker, so I have many different companies that I work for. You can have a long-term care plan built inside of a life insurance plan. So say you have a $100,000 life insurance policy with this company, and you have a rider for long-term care if you need it. So the way that works is your death benefit is $100,000. Your premiums you're paying every single month is building a tax-free cash bucket of money. So it has a living benefit, it has a long-term care benefit, and it has a death benefit. Insurance is very innovative right now. So this type of plan you have to qualify for it. You have to have good health. I'm not going to kid you. You got to have almost excellent health. They're going to do blood and urine exams. They're going to do an APS, attending physician statement, and make sure that you're in tip-top shape. But if you start planning when you're 55 or 60, this is why I'm giving you this information. It's crucial that you start right now and find out what you qualify for and find out how to protect yourself and your family from, taking care of you, and also your nest egg from surrendering it to some nursing home. So you have these options. Getting back to this plan, it has the cash bucket for cash value, has a long-term care bucket, and then it has a death benefit. So if you do not need long-term care, then you haven't spent a single penny on it. The way this type of contract would work, if you needed long-term care, then you can access 4% of the death benefit for long-term care every month. So I'm not that great at math, but let's just say that you have a $100,000 policy, 4% of $100,000 is what, $4,000. So you would be able to get $4,000 a month for long-term care. If you did not need long-term care, the cash value in the living benefit bucket would just continue to grow, and it's connected with the S&P 500. So, that fund, Standard & Poor's, is doing really, really well. A lot of times what happens, and we're talking a contract if you're 60, and let's just say, 20, 25 years later, most times the cash value bills and it exceeds the actual death benefit of $100,000. So your cash value can never be more than your death benefit. If your cash value grows to over $100,000, then your death benefit is over $100,000. And if you use part of the long-term, the 4% for long-term care, if you should need it, then that $4,000 would be deducted from the death benefit. It would have no effect on your assets except this policy if you needed it. Your family would be able to, you'd be able to hire a private duty nurse to come in and take care of you. Oh, one thing with this type of plan, you would have to prove, or a doctor would have to say, okay, Vanita is no longer able to perform 2 or more of her daily living activities. And 2 of those would be, I wouldn't be able to drive myself to my appointments, or I wouldn't be able to take a shower or get dressed by myself. Those are daily living activities that you would have to have a doctor say that you're no longer able to do. And then that's when a claim can be opened up, and the money could be taken right out of your life insurance contract. It would have no effect on your pension, no effect on your Social Security. So it doesn't interfere with any of your other income streams that you have coming. And this is important, even if you are not able to set something up for yourself. Start getting the information and have a plan B. So if I cannot do this, then what will I do if this were to happen? So, it's all a matter of planning. I start with a budget and I end up with long-term care, and I take care of everything in between. And all this information is 100% free to you. So that's all I have for today. This is the David Goodman Show, David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.